recovery efforts began today, but as the sheriff mentioned, given the terrain and the condition of the site, we expect that this will probably take at least a couple, if not a few days to complete the recovery. Our priority is completing the recovery as quickly as possible, but safely and thoroughly, and doing that to make sure our staff are, like I said, are safe. Our next priority after recovery is identification and notification of the families, all of which we'll do as soon as we possibly can. I want to give a big thanks to the sheriff and his department, who's been extremely helpful to our department to this point, and I know they will be going forward. I also want to emphasize that we'll be doing our work thoroughly, quickly, and with the utmost compassion. So again, we offer our condolences to the families at this point, and I just want to reassure everybody we're doing everything we can to confirm identifications and give closure to the families involved. Thank you.
En español, buenas noches. Queremos informarles que ya la investigación se ha empezado, va a ser muy complejo, va a durar no solamente días, sino semanas. Y la oficina del coroner del condado de Los Ángeles ya ha empezado a recobrar los restos. El proceso va a durar unos días, pero el proceso de identificarlos va a durar mucho más tiempo que eso. Y es un proceso muy largo. Y la idea es obtener clausura y que cada persona que tenga familiar que falleció en este accidente son identificados, son notificados y después esa información se puede dar a la luz pública. Quiero darle las gracias al California Highway Patrol, a los alguaciles del condado de Ventura y a los Rangers del Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy. Ellos están asistiendo. El área donde fue el accidente está todo cerrado. Y si uno no es residente local de los áreas cercanos al área del accidente, se prohíbe el paso de todo ese lugar. Si no tienes identificación local, no es accesible. No queremos que nadie se presente a ese lugar. Es peligroso durante el día, porque es un sitio muy empinado, que mucha vegetación y es muy difícil de caminar a la luz del día, mucho menos a la noche. Y queremos que todos se mantengan muy alejados de eso. Si alguien local que quiere ofrecer las condolencias o quiere demostrar el respeto a los que padecieron esta tragedia en el parque de De Anza, ahí pueden estar ubicados, ¿ok? Y cambiando al inglés, again, our hearts and prayers go out to the families of all of those who lost their life in this terrible accident. Es algo muy doloroso y queremos ofrecer el pésame a todas las familias de los que fallecieron en esta tragedia. Any questions?
Question for Dr. Lucas, if we could. Doctor, have your investigators been to the crash site? Have they been able to recover any pertinent information which could lead to the identification of those people who did not survive?
Yeah, I mean, every recovery is going to help with identification. So we've, like I said, we've started that process, and as the days come, we'll have more information to lead to that recovery.
Recovery of the information that you've got, are the bodies staying in place, or are they being moved after the samples or whatever are taken?
No, as quickly as we can, we'll be removing individuals from the site.
And have any bodies been individually removed yet, sir?
We have made some transport, yes.
And what can you tell us, where are they taken to initially?
At this point, we're transporting them, and we will be examining them in the days to come.
What's the process of identification?
The identification can be a variety of things. Fingerprints, obviously, being the most important or the quickest thing, but other types of methods we can use that are scientifically based. We'll do that if we need to.
There was a fire. Is that from the identification process?
I don't have those details.
What's the factor of the weather? The LAPD is saying that their helicopters were grounded, or the sheriff's station
do know there was an issue of visibility and a low ceiling. The actual conditions at the time of impact, that is still yet to be determined, and we'll have that with the NTSB shortly.
Were your helicopters grounded?
We had none operating in the area at the time.
Why? Because of the weather?
Because of the weather.
Sheriff, he described the scene itself as being fairly rugged, pretty hard to get into at this point. Dimensions that we're talking about here, how wide of an area the NTSB and your people are going to have to look at as far as wreckage, debris spread, everything else.
It's roughly a football field of debris.
About what, circular, about 300 yards or 100 yards?
Roughly 100 yards across in each direction.
Can you tell us who called 911? What was that process? How was it reported?
We received a 911 call at 0947 hours. That was the first call, and then from there, all the 911 lines light up at once. So we get a bunch of people call at once.
Was it a witness, someone on the trail? Do you know where that 911 call?
There were numerous witnesses that either heard or saw something. They were in the vicinity. Yes.
Are you going to be providing that information regarding the witnesses? That'll be folded into what the NTSB is doing?
Well, we want all witnesses to be interviewed first by the federal investigators. And once they're done interviewing them, then we can identify it.
Has this pilot had a history of issues that he or she ever played?
That'll be up to the FAA and the NTSB.
Going back to Dr. Lucas, we were talking about the identification. Now, there was a fire in there. So, assuming that the fire affected some of the remains of these folks, are we talking about dental, DNA, what types of procedures?
I don't really know enough yet about the condition at this point to answer that question, but I can tell you that we will use every method available as needed.
Is that it?
All right, thank you all.
Thank you very much.
And you were just hearing from LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva and Dr. Lucas from the coroner's office. Essentially, they were saying, first and foremost, Alex Villanueva was asking people to not go to the crash site. They've had fans, mourners, people who really want to be near the scene of the crash, and they're asking people to stay away. They also have a 5,000-foot ceiling for any helicopters or any planes or anything to fly over. So they're really keeping a very big distance that they want fans, people to stay away from. Again, it's very rugged terrain. Firefighters, in fact, they had to hike up to get there in the first place, so it would be dangerous even without, the fact that they want to keep this investigation and the scene very closed off to people. The coroner also mentioned that they have been able to remove some of the bodies from the scene, but it's going to be a slow process and that it will likely take a few days, but they're going to do their best to use fingerprints first, and then if they have to, after that, use other methods to identify the victims in the crash. We do have more coverage tonight at 11 o'clock on ABC7. We're going to be going through all of the outpouring of support that has come in from not just fans, but former players and other people in the industry. So many people who are mourning Kobe Bryant's death, including his daughter Gianna, the 13-year-old who was also on board, and the other passengers who perished in this terrible crash. Stay with us online on social media, all of our platforms, and we'll see you at 11 o'clock on ABC7.
A deadly helicopter crash in California, and basketball legend Kobe Bryant was one of the people killed.
The individuals that saw the aircraft said it was coming down at a fairly significant rate of speed.
Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter are confirmed to be among those that were killed in this horrible crash. Bryant was 41 years old. The NTSB says the crash happened on a hillside in Calabasas, that's in Southern California, about 30 miles west of Los Angeles.
Why the helicopter crash, though, is still a mystery, but an investigation is underway right now. Our partners at KABC in Los Angeles say Kobe and his daughter were on their way to a travel basketball game, as well as another player and a parent who have not yet been identified. The LA County Sheriff giving an update just moments ago about how many people were on board, but not confirming any identities.
We have a manifest that indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft, the pilot plus 8 individuals. There is wide speculation as to who the identities are. However, it is entirely inappropriate right now to identify anyone by name until the coroner has made the identification through their very deliberative process, and they've made notifications to next of kin.
The mayor, however, of Los Angeles releasing a statement on Twitter calling Kobe a giant who inspired, amazed, and thrilled people everywhere. He went on to say that Kobe will live forever in the heart of Los Angeles and will be remembered through the ages as one of our greatest heroes. The news of the crash sending shockwaves all across the basketball world.
Local 10 sports director Will Manso is live in Hollywood with more on the legacy of Kobe Bryant. Will, this is such a tragedy.
Alex and Andrew, this is something that sent shockwaves throughout the NBA as we prepare here tonight for our Super Bowl special, the Super Bowl here in South Florida, Miami. That is supposed to be the storyline of the sports world. Now, though, the death of Kobe Bryant certainly is. You're talking about one of the greatest players in the history of the NBA. The torch passed from Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant to then LeBron James. Kobe, an 18-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA player, an MVP, a 5-time champ. I could spend the entire half hour giving you his accomplishments on the court, his accomplishments off the court, a proud father, a philanthropist, and someone who impacted the game and on and off the court so much. And just last night, Bryant was in the news because LeBron James surpassed Bryant on the all-time scoring list, moving into 3rd place. Bryant tweeted about LeBron, the respect, the mutual admiration they have for each other. LeBron, after the game, had this to say about Bryant.
I'm happy to be in any conversation with Kobe being Bryant, one of the all-time greatest basketball players to ever play, one of the all-time greatest Lakers. The man got 2 jerseys hanging up in Staples Center. It's just crazy.
And you heard what LeBron said there, the 2 jerseys, the 8 and 24 retired by the Lakers. Here's what Dwayne Wade tweeted a short time after the news broke of Bryant's death. "No, God, please, no." And as for the Miami Heat, they tweeted out, "Our hearts are heavy with extreme sadness at this time. We extend our deepest prayers, thoughts, and condolences to the family of Kobe Bryant and those affected in today's tragedy." And as Alex and Andrew reported off the top of the news, there are reports his daughter Gianna, 13-year-old daughter, one of 4 daughters that Brian and his wife Vanessa had, was also on that plane. And this was a video that went viral just within the last month or so of Kobe and Gianna, who is an aspiring young basketball player, very talented young player, and Kobe passing his wisdom courtside to his daughter. It's a video that had millions of views and just showed the type of impact he had for his daughter, the love affair they had with the game of basketball as one of the greats. And when it came down to it, it's just a dad who loved the game and was teaching his young daughter about the game. So again, this is a shocking story. Reaction coming on from all over the NBA. The NBA tweeting a short time ago, sending their condolences to the Bryant family. Much more to come on this story. But again, Kobe Bryant dead at the age of 41. That is the story from Hollywood tonight. I'm Will Manso, Local 10 News.
This story is just so heartbreaking. Will, thank you. Meanwhile, our team coverage moves now to reaction from South Florida sports fans.
Local 10 News reporter Parker Bryant is live outside the American Airlines Arena with that story. Parker.
And Andrew, Kobe Bryant playing many of his 20-year career, those games here at American Airlines Arena. Fans in South Florida and across the world are mourning the loss of Kobe. We spoke with them and they're telling us they're not only remembering Kobe for his on-the-court talent and efforts, but off the court as well, his many works in communities across the U.S. Some of those fans we spoke with getting a chance to see him play in person. Here's what they had to say about hearing this tragic news today.
I was really shocked. This guy is an icon, he's a legend, an NBA superstar.
He will be remembered quite well, obviously for his talents on the court. I mean, something like a helicopter crash is not a normal thing, so it's probably a shock to everybody.
He's a legend and always will be.
And again, Kobe Bryant dead at the age of 41, many saying his legacy will live on forever. We're live in Miami. Parker Bryant, Local 10 News.